Hey everybody, what's going on? For those who've been following my channel, this is part 3 of my non-horror VHS tape collection series. So this is going to be the last video in that series, and I'm going to finish talking about my non-horror VHS collection. If you have come here for horror VHS and you're like, oh man, I wanted her to talk about some horror, you can look in my description of this video, and there I have linked my playlist for my 2 horror VHS tape collection videos, so you can head on over there and watch those if you're in the mood for some horror. Today we're just going to keep going through my non-horror collection, and like I've said in previous videos, if you see anything you like, I'm very open to selling, so please comment and let me know if you want to purchase one of these tapes that you see. So all that being said, we're just going to start off, and the first tape that I'm going to talk about is Mannequin. This is a 80s, I guess just comedy. It stars Andrew McCarthy from Pretty in Pink, and then I guess Kim Cattrall. I didn't realize that she was the mannequin lady. I don't really know anything about this movie besides the fact that a mannequin comes to life. And I do know that there is a second one, and that one is pretty goofy. I don't know how this one compares to the second one, but yeah, this is definitely one I'd be open to watching. It seems like it's pretty silly, but I do like these 2 actors, so I'm sure it's a fun time. But Mannequin. Next up is the United States of Leland. Don't know anything about this. I really have no idea what it's about. Apparently Ryan Gosling's in it. That's what it says on the back here. And Don Cheadle, Kevin Spacey. We talked about him in my last video when we were talking about American Beauty, but yeah, really don't know anything about this. Seems like it's probably some sort of drama. Yeah, I don't know. Not trying to watch this anytime soon. I don't know. If you like this movie, let me know in the comments, but the United States of Leland. Next up is Contact. Again, another one I don't know anything about. Looks like it's got Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey, so again, 2 actors that I do really like, but don't know anything about this. If you know and you do like it and you'd recommend it, let me know. But yeah, this is another one I haven't really heard anything about. I just happen to have it. So for those who missed my previous videos on my non-horror VHS tapes, I said a lot of these I just got for free and don't really know anything about them or haven't seen them, so I do apologize for that. But this next one I have seen, and it is one of the most classic movies ever, Citizen Kane. Of course, Orson Welles. Arguably one of the best, if not the best movie of all time, according to a lot of people. I have seen this once, and I remember liking it okay. It wasn't like my favorite movie by any means, but obviously a classic of cinema, definitely kind of a rite of passage movie, one that pretty much everyone is supposed to watch at some point in their life. But yeah, Citizen Kane. Next is The Running Man. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I will spare you my Arnold impression. I tried to do one. I forget what movie I was talking about. Oh, I think it was True Lies. In my last video, I did an Arnold impression. It was not very good, but this is based on a Stephen King story, right? I have never read that, and I've never seen this movie either. But yeah, I'd be open to watching it. It seems like it could be good. The front says, "A game nobody survives, but Schwarzenegger has yet to play." I wonder if he'll survive. I have a feeling he will, but I will have to watch it and find out. So, The Running Man. Next is Scarred City. I almost said Sacred City and read it wrong, but Scarred City. Don't really know what this is about either. Just happened to pick it up in one of my bundles of free movies someone was trying to get rid of. It's got Stephen Baldwin, Tia Carrere, apparently. I do love her in Wayne's World, so I don't know. I'd be open to watching this one. Seems like a pretty cheesy action movie, probably, but it says, "Leave no witnesses" on the front, so seems pretty vague. But yeah, Scarred City. Next we got National Lampoon's Vacation. Obviously a pretty well-loved comedy. I don't really love the vacation movies. I think Christmas Vacation's fine. Not a huge fan of like European Vacation. I don't actually know if I've seen this one. Is this the first one? I'm assuming. But yeah, I don't know. I think they're okay. A lot of the humor just isn't really my taste. But, I mean, Chevy Chase is obviously funny. but maybe I'll watch this one day. It's not at the top of my comedy watch list, but if you've been looking for a copy of National Lampoon's Vacation, I have one. Hit me up. Next up is Miss Congeniality. This is one of maybe my favorite comedies of this era of was it early 2000s or was it late 90s? I'm trying to see on here. Oh, I think it actually was 2000, so good, so funny. Of course, Sandra Bullock is amazing. She just absolutely kills this role. There is a little bit of a tear here, unfortunately. Yeah, this is one that I watch semi-regularly, I would say. So good. Just really rewatchable. I can't remember if I've seen the second one or not. I probably have at some point. I don't remember very much about it, but absolutely love the original Miss Congeniality. So next up, I'll talk about two at the same time. We've got Jurassic Park, The Lost World. This is a little holographic. I do like this cover. And it is a double tape set. I don't really know how long it is. Oh, 2 hours and 9 minutes. So about an hour on each of these tapes. And then I also have, it's a little hard to see with the light. Sorry about that. Jurassic Park 3. This is also a little holographic. Yeah, I haven't seen either of these. I don't think. This one, The Lost World isn't 2, right? Or is this the second Jurassic Park movie? I have seen 2, but I don't remember what it's called exactly. It does say that Jeff Goldblum's in it. So, gosh, it's been a really long time. But this apparently has over 60 minutes of bonus footage on it. So that's pretty cool. The making of The Lost World, some deleted scenes. So that's pretty neat. And then 3, I definitely haven't seen this one. I know that for sure. And I'm sorry if you're getting glare on this. It's really shiny, I know. It's got this pretty cool silver case. Yeah, I didn't actually see the original Jurassic Park until I was a little older. I never watched it as a kid. I'd maybe seen some scenes, but as far as watching it all the way through, I didn't see until I was an adult, which I do really love the original a lot. And I also haven't seen any of the reboot ones with Chris Pratt. But I would be open to watching the rest in the series for sure. I absolutely love the first one. It's so good, obviously. So Jurassic Park 3. Next, we got Varsity Blues. I know this is a pretty popular sports movie. And like I said in one of my previous videos, sports movies aren't really my jam. I'm not super into them. There are a few that I find good, but I wouldn't say that I really seek them out. But football also really isn't my thing either, so... don't know really when I'll watch this one. Maybe eventually. I don't know. It's not at the top of my watch list either. As you'll know, with a lot of these, I keep saying that, but it's true. So yeah, Varsity Blues. Next up is Stuart Little. I do remember liking this movie as a kid. Thinking it was pretty cute. Anytime you put an animal in, human clothes like that, just a little cute little mouse in a red sweater and khakis and Converse, I'm gonna find it cute. But yeah, I think I remember liking it okay. You do get a little bit uncanny valley when it's the early 2000s CGI, but yeah, I'd be interested to watch it again and see how much that holds up. But I forgot that the parents were Hugh Laurie and Gina Davis. I love that. Those are both great actors, of course. Love both of them. And then, the cat is voiced by Nathan Lane. That's hilarious. I didn't know that either. Yeah, Jonathan Lipnicki was the poster child for cute kids in the early 2000s and late 90s. So yeah, I'd be open to watching this again. I know it's a kids movie, but I'm sure it's a fun time. So Stuart Little. Staying on the kids movie train, but one that adults love as well, of course. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I was obsessed with Harry Potter growing up. I read the books, watched all the movies, and this one just holds a really special place in my heart. It's so endearing, so magical. It's such a fun watch, and I watch it all the time. I mean, pretty much every year, probably at least one movie I'll watch out of the Harry Potter franchise, and the first two just really give me good, Christmas vibes. There's just something really endearing about them, so definitely frequent rewatches for me, and the first one really, really has a special place in my heart, so Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Next up is Grace and Glory. I don't know anything about this. Have not heard anything about it. Apparently Diane Lane's in it, and Gina Rowlands? Not sure who that is. It looks like it was a Hallmark movie. It says Hallmark Hall of Fame here on the front, and Gold Crown Collector's Edition. So some sort of Hallmark movie, I don't know. anything about. So if you like this, let me know. Literally never heard anything about it, but Grace and Glory. Next up, another kids movie, Where the Red Fern Grows. I believe I read the book as a kid, but I don't know that I ever saw the movie. I think I remember it being kind of sad, as with a lot of these movies based on children's books where there are animals involved. But again, I don't remember quite everything about it other than there are these two dogs and this kid. And I guess a red fern. I think this is one that a lot of people, really like as kids. Maybe not as much as Old Yeller, but definitely still pretty popular. Where the Red Fern Grows. Next up is Foul Play, another Chevy Chase vehicle, and Goldie Hawn, who I absolutely love. But again, one I haven't seen. I do really like this cover. Yeah, very 70s type design on the cover. Again, one I don't really know anything about, but we'll be open to watching it. I do like these two actors, so Foul Play. Next we have Stigmata. I believe a thriller. About what? Not sure. Assuming it is some sort of Catholic-based thriller. Patricia Arquette is in it. Gabriel Byrne and Jonathan Pryce. Yeah, I do think I would like this just because I tend to like Catholic-based horror movies. So, I like thrillers as well. So I'd be open to watching this one for sure. But I think it's relatively popular from what I've heard. Yeah, maybe one day. Stigmata. I also apologize if the lighting is changing when I put the VHS in front of my face. I'm trying to get it to focus, and I think that kind of affects the lighting, so I do apologize for that. But next is another absolute classic, Casablanca. I don't really need to say anything about this one. I'm sure everybody knows about it. Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman, of course. Absolutely fantastic. Very good. And that's obviously an understatement, but Casablanca. Next up is Meatballs, and this is one that I've heard of, but I've never seen. Again, I'm sorry if you can see puka hair. Yeah, I don't really know anything about this other than the fact that Bill Murray's in it, and it seems to be some sort of maybe screwball comedy. Yeah, it says Animal House goes to summer camp on the front, so really gives you an idea of the kind of movie it is. But I really would like to try to watch this because it seems like it'd be pretty fun, and I absolutely love Bill Murray. So, and I do know that they made, I think, 2 sequels to this, Meatballs 2 and Meatballs 3. Yeah, again, don't know anything about it, but maybe one day I'll watch it. Meatballs. Next up is Video Aid, the Feed the World campaign. I think this was some kind of promotional tape put together for the campaign and sold, I'm sure, to make more money. I watched some of it, and it's just like kind of a compilation of videos. It says 21 hit videos donated by, and then it has a list of bands on the front. So it's just a bunch of different music videos from these artists here. Very 80s, this whole campaign happened in the 80s, so it's got bands like Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Bananarama, Wham, Duran Duran, The Eurythmics, Peter Gabriel. Yeah, it's pretty stacked. So, really cool. Just a cool video to have. I think I found this one at Goodwill, but yeah, Video Aid. Next up is The Patriot. Mel Gibson. Boo. Don't like him. And apparently Heath Ledger. I'm just now seeing this. Would watch it for Heath, but not for Mel. Yeah, I don't really know anything about this. Looks like some sort of Revolutionary War movie. Don't really know if I'd watch this or not, but seems like it'd be okay. The Patriot. Next we have Tootsie, classic comedy. Dustin Hoffman as Tootsie. And this is a pretty cool tape release. It's the RCA. It's got the flaps on all sides. So instead of coming out of the bottom like most normal slipcases, it comes out the side like this, which is pretty cool. I do like these RCA releases a lot. Yeah, just really classic looking, really cool. Yeah, Tootsie's really fun. I like it a lot. Next up, we got Pretty in Pink. Of course, most people know about this one. Directed by the famous John Hughes, starring the lovely Molly Ringwald and Andrew McCarthy. We were talking about him earlier. And then John Cryer, of course, is Ducky. Yeah, I like this one a lot. I don't like it as much as The Breakfast Club. And I do wish that Andy had chosen Ducky in the end, but I guess I heard that they did test screenings where he did get the girl at the end, and the audience hated it, apparently, so they changed it to where Andrew McCarthy and Molly Ringwald get together. So yeah, in the 80s, people were not about John Cryer and Molly Ringwald in a relationship, apparently. Yeah, up here it says top hit. I'm not sure what PR is. Drama? Something romance, maybe? Or maybe that's PR for the Pretty in Pink, but... And I also love all of the clothes that Andy makes in this one. She makes some pretty fun, pretty cool clothes. And of course, they're all pink, so... Pretty in Pink. Next up is one of my favorite comedies ever, and that is Wayne's World. Just so much fun. I like this movie more and more. Like, every time I watch it, I like it even more. Mike Myers and Dana Carvey, of course, absolutely kill it as Wayne and Garth. I love Tia Carrere's performance, and Rob Lowe is so funny in it too. He's like such a douchebag, but it's so funny. Anytime Bohemian Rhapsody comes on, I want to headbang, and just so many good jokes, and they hold up so well. Yeah, this is one that I watch a lot, and I absolutely never get tired of it, so Wayne's World. Next up is an animated classic, and that's All Dogs Go to Heaven. I didn't watch this one as much as some other Don Bluth movies. Anastasia was really my jam, but this one was cute too. This was maybe one of my less frequent non-Disney animated movie watches, but still good. A little bit scary. A lot of Don Bluth's movies have some pretty scary elements in them, but I would like to rewatch this one and kind of see how it holds up, but All Dogs Go to Heaven. Another Don Bluth movie, An American Tail. I did watch this one more than All Dogs Go to Heaven. I did really like this one. Again, very scary. The weird cat. I think there are like cat robots in it. Again, it's been a while since I watched this one too, but Fievel's so cute. He's so adorable. And just, you know, the metaphor of them being little Jewish mice coming to America, and you know, the cats are still out to get them. So we've got the Don Bluth regular of Dom DeLuise and Madeline Kahn. Apparently, I don't remember who she voiced, but Christopher Plummer also in it. So yeah, I really need to rewatch this one because I really used to love it a lot. But and the sequel too. I did like Fievel Goes West as well. But yeah, An American Tail. Next up, A Weekend at Bernie's. Very goofy 80s comedy. I don't know if you guys remember that like dance trend from, I don't know, was it the early 2000s, mid 2000s, where people would Bernie, where they would like flail backwards looking like they were dead. And, you know, it's obviously named after Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's. So just thought such an odd little cultural thing that happened. But yeah, I remember this one being fun. Again, one I haven't seen in a while, but due for a rewatch. And I do remember really liking it a lot. So, and again, another Andrew McCarthy movie. And then John Silverman is his friend, and Terry Kaiser is Bernie. I should watch this one again for sure. It's been a long time, but Weekend at Bernie's. And yet another Andrew McCarthy movie. Whoever I got these from must have really liked him for some reason. And Rob Lowe. So this is Class. Yeah, I don't really know anything about this one either. Just assuming another 80s comedy, maybe a little drama thrown in there. Don't really know. Don't know anything about it, but Class. Next up is Addicted to Love. Meg Ryan and Matthew Broderick. Again, don't really know. Another comedy. Don't really have much to say about this one because I don't know anything about it, but yeah. Addicted to Love. We are getting towards the end here. Next we got Steel Magnolias. I actually have not seen this one. I just have to watch it at the right time because I feel like it's pretty sad. I've heard it's sad, but got some powerhouses in here. We've got Sally Field, Dolly Parton, Shirley MacLaine, Daryl Hannah, Julia Roberts. Just, yeah. It is a stacked cast for sure. And I do promise I will watch this one because I really have wanted to for a while, but just got to be ready to cry, I think. So Steel Magnolias. And last but not least is The Wiz. I do really like this cover a lot. I think it looks really cool. It's a pretty nice copy. Love the light blue with the yellow. Very nice. I actually just watched this one for the first time with my husband. I had never seen it before a couple months ago. And some of those songs, man, they are so good. They really hold up. As a movie, I would say that there are definitely some slow parts to it. But just visually, it's really interesting how they conceptualize like an urbanized Wizard of Oz. So, yeah. And again, another stacked cast with Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, Lena Horne, Richard Pryor. Yeah. Just a really, really cool thing that they were able to do. But the whiz. And that's going to do it for today. That is all of my non-horror VHS tapes. It took me 3 parts to get through all of them. Hopefully I'll be getting some more horror VHS tapes here soon. I don't know. I've got to really start hitting up some thrift stores, and hopefully with summer coming, we'll have more yard sales, garage sales, things like that, where I can snag some good deals on VHS tapes. But yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already a subscriber. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Long live VHS, and I'll catch you in the next one.